Welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. Episode 202 is brought to you by Jive Matt, Arlene Para, and SJ, some of our newest Patreon patrons. This week, Nina, Sergio, and I will be talking all about the latest Animal Crossing news, including the announcement of Brewster finally opening up a coffee shop in the museum, the upcoming Nintendo Direct dedicated to Animal Crossing, and the new set of amiibo cards that were just announced as well. So to begin, hello Nina, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Didn't sleep well last night. Got maybe 3 hours total. So I might be a little punch drunk tonight. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time for anything I may say today.
That is okay, and we will get through this show just fine, I'm sure. Hey Sergio, how are you?
Hey Chuy, doing pretty good. We have a lot of big news to talk about. I'm very excited.
Yes, I am pumped. We were chatting a little bit before starting to record, and it was your favorite thing announced, right, Sergio?
Yes, yeah, favorite part of the Direct by far.
I love it. I love it. So before we get into all of those things, I just want to give you all a reminder that we are having a Haken giveaway. And as far as how you enter, you have to send us an email at hakenpodcast@gmail.com and share with us your favorite Animal Crossing memories. Everybody who does this will be entered to win a piece of Haken memorabilia, which will include the out-of-date Haken calendar, which is still wonderful because it has very nice prints of Animal Crossing artwork. So I still think it's worth it. And then a Haken postcard as well that I will handwrite and send your way. So that is what is going on with that giveaway. As far as when we're doing that for an episode, you can join us on Sunday, October 10th, for a live recording with listener calls. So we will have callers on the show to provide their answers to what their favorite Animal Crossing memories are. And if you are not able to make it, be sure to send us an email because we do plan on reading some of those emails on the show as well. And once again, there's always that little bonus perk of winning an out-of-date Haken calendar. But like I said, all of the artwork on it is very nice and it's on very nice paper. So it's kind of, if you want to destroy it and frame it, I would not blame you. I plan on doing that to one of mine as well. Just a little reminder, send us an email, hakenpodcast@gmail.com. That is where you can catch us, and it should be a fun show. Anyways, let's get into the biggest thing we've ever gotten in our entire lives since they confirmed Animal Crossing was coming to the Switch. Brewster and The Roost have been confirmed for Animal Crossing New Horizons. The Roost is making its return to no place other than the museum, the place where it got its start way back in Wild World. And I have to ask both of you, what was your reaction to seeing the Roost announcement, Nina?
My unfortunately first thought was, I have terrible timing because just last episode I had said we weren't getting any more updates at all. But then I got really excited, but I will be honest, that was my very first reaction. I was like, oh man, one more week. We just needed one more week.
Yeah, they definitely heard you and said, you know what, Nina, you're wrong. Here's the update.
That's what it is, for real.
Yeah. Sergio, what was your reaction when you first saw it?
Oh, I could not believe it. I was very excited. I honestly was not expecting Animal Crossing on the Direct. I guess, in a way, you could say I took a page from the Nina book, and I had given up all hope. I was not expecting Animal Crossing, but when I saw it, I yelled, I screamed, and I couldn't believe it. I was very, very happy about it.
You didn't happen to record your reaction, did you?
No, no.
Oh man, we gotta get that sometime. I was streaming it, so people saw me, but I was excited. I started smiling and I couldn't stop. I think I just said yes and just kept smiling the entire time. That's kind of how I react to things I really like. I just say yes and then smile a whole lot. That's me
Well,
in general.
and it started
Uh,
with those like couple notes from the museum opening up,
Yes.
and it's
yes.
like those notes immediately. That was good. It was good.
Yeah, I heard it and I was just like, this is Animal Crossing music. What is it? What are they gonna tell us? And then from there, I was just thinking like, what is gonna happen? What are they gonna do? What is in this update? This feels huge for some reason. So, before we get into the big update itself, how do you feel about the Roost returning to the museum? I know we've had it a few different iterations now. I guess a couple iterations. It's been in the
Right.
museum, in Wild World, and City Folk, and then in New Leaf, it had its own building, and now we're seeing it go back to the museum. So, Sergio, what are you thinking here? Like, how do you feel about that?
I like it a lot. I was thinking it's sort of it pleases everybody. It's a new feature for new players that haven't uh, basically the New Horizons is their first Animal Crossing. They're gonna get the Roost, and for some like veteran players or people coming from New Leaf, it's gonna be a bit of a throwback. Now that the Roost is not gonna be in its own building, it's gonna be part of the museum. I think it's nice. It's a win-win for everybody. We get something new. Yeah, either way.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think it is a nice little callback for sure and throwback for the veteran players and everything.
Yeah.
Nina, how'd you feel here?
I was a little bit sad that the Roost isn't getting its own little coffee shop because I was hoping it'd be like a good excuse to get working on Keel Hall again and maybe switch things up. But you can't separate Blathers and Brewsters. They're buddies, and it'll be good to see them together again.
Yeah, they are friends. We have learned that from the past in games, and that you know Blathers kind of gave Brewster a little spot to follow his passion. So
Yeah.
very supportive
Yeah.
friendship that they have for sure. And me, I mean, I would have really loved for it to have its own building, just perfectly based on that. I think it would be a really cute building, and I think it would be really fun to decorate and plan an area around it, you know?
Yeah.
With that in mind, I would have liked it to have its own, but I do really appreciate the callback. And just because we are seeing the Roost in the museum right now, I don't know. I still feel like we don't know exactly what Brewster is going to be in this game. So maybe it's just like here's a spot to start out, and maybe later they get updated to their own place, you know? So I don't know. I am really excited to see what they're going to say. But my next question for both of you, do you think Brewster will mark the return of gyroids? Sergio, what do you think here?
I hope so. I hope so. But I don't know if I'm hopeful enough to expect them. I don't want to get hurt. So I'm really hoping I'm wrong, but I don't think so. But I really, really hope so. It would be amazing if they come back together. I hope so, Chewy. But I don't want pain. I don't want pain. So let's just say I hope so.
Sounds good. Nina, how do you feel here?
Look, I'm going to say no way because if I come out a hardcore stance of it's not happening, not happening at all, then maybe Nintendo will flip the script a little bit and we will finally get our gyroids again. So, we're nothing. Don't look underground yet. They're not there. They're not ever going to be there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get you, and I really hope you're wrong again, just like last week. Because I don't know. I think it will. I think a lot of the evidence lies in that they have changed up the weather patterns to include more rain now, so there's more
Really?
opportunities to see rain, and
Ooh.
assuming they kind of keep the tradition of gyroids appearing after a rainy day, that could be what we see into the
Yeah.
future. Like
Yes.
if we have a rainy day, if we experience one, the next day we're going to have some gyroids to dig up. So I don't know. I think that's a suspicious part of the update to me. So to me it just feels like, yeah, of course, they're going to give us some gyroids. And Brewster is going to have his own set and it's going to be really cute and oh, I would love it. And I also feel like they deserve their own museum exhibit
Yeah.
at this
Yes.
point.
Yes.
Well,
You know?
there's room across the other side of the stairs now.
I
Oh.
know. Imagine you have to have a conversation with Brewster with a gyroid in your pocket, and then he's like, "Hey, that's really cool what you got there. Maybe I'll talk to Blathers, and he can open up a room for you or something."
Oh, yes, that
That's
would be
like
incredible.
that's my dream scenario right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Now that there's room, and I would just geek out over that. Gyroids are amazing.
It'd
So
be super cute too if he had his own little like curated display box in the cafe that he like switched out every now and then. It'd be cute.
oh yeah. Oh. I am already just imagining what his place looks like. We got a little blurred out image
It's
of it
beautiful.
at the end, and I already know it's my favorite spot in the game. Everything they've done with the museum in this game has just been beautiful.
Yeah.
That's true.
Such a good looking building, and Brewster is only going to make it look even better.
So cozy.
Yeah. So, what are some of your biggest questions about the Roost and Brewster coming to New Horizons? I know maybe some of you haven't watched my video on it recently, but I had a lot of specific questions like, are we going to see special characters in there? One of my favorite things about the Roost in Wild World and City Folk and New Leaf was that like you would walk in at certain hours and a character would be off their shift. They'd be getting their morning coffee, their evening coffee after work. I don't know. I think it was just really cool to see characters there that we don't usually get to interact with and be able to like have a different conversation with them. And in the video, I specifically pointed out like Isabel. Isabel has been stuck in that resident services building, and I see her looking longingly out the window, and she wants to get out and go and get some coffee because she never sleeps, a lot like Nina's feeling right now. So I don't know. The other question I kind of had is like, is KK Slider gonna perform there again? Because I would not mind. He deserves a venue. And one that people aren't just walking in and out of a door right behind him. So yeah, there's a lot I want to know. Anyways, I want to throw that over to both of you. Sergio, what do you think here? What are your big questions?
Okay, so the big question is, I want to know if I can work at the Roost, at least part-time, like how we did in New Leaf. Sort of hand in hand with that one, I want to know if we can get more coffee-related items from Brewster because, he's the expert. He has the best machines and the best coffee beans.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get more items like that. And sort of to what you were talking about earlier, I want to know what's going to happen on Saturday evenings. It would be nice to have KK in a different venue, in a different style, but maybe DJ KK or maybe something brand new.
Ooh.
Imagine something brand new
Oh.
on Saturdays. That would be nice too.
KK's little brother.
Oh my gosh. He'd be adorable. Little mini KK. Yeah, no, I really like that question specifically about like the coffee related items and working there part time, because you would work there part time in New Leaf and you'd get rewarded over time. And the thing I want to know is like, are they going to make that game a little better?
Yeah.
Because I think it's fun, it's cute and everything, but I think where it misses for me is that like it's impossible without a guide unless you're like really dedicated to writing down every single thing you've ever made for every character. Maybe I'll do that. Play that coffee game on hard mode. But yeah, like I think that's a really good question because I think a lot of people who played New Leaf especially are looking forward to having that type of interaction with the coffee shop,
Right.
Yeah. So Nina, what's your question here?
Definitely on the same page. Are we going to get to work for him again? Can we get takeout coffee again? Because that was
Mm.
Yes,
adorable.
yes.
Yeah, another mini game, maybe a different mini game this time, and I think it'd be super cool. Like if we could somehow interact differently with the roost, like maybe we could grow coffee beans or something on our islands, like the pumpkins for Brewster, and like deliver it to him or
Mm.
something. I'd like it to be super interactive, something that we have to check in on
Mm.
every day.
Yeah, and I think that's key, honestly, to the updates. Like being able to go in and buy an item is only so interesting, you know?
Yeah.
But being able to go in and interact with the facility, have little things outside of that facility that go toward growing it or,
Mhm.
getting some more rewards out of it, I think that's what is stronger of an update for Animal Crossing. Just something that makes it interactive and gives players a reason to check in every day because that's the big thing people are running into right now. Like they have probably dropped off or they check in once a week at this point or once every few days, but I think the biggest thing is that I want to see people really into the game again, really just like
Mhm.
logging in daily and being excited to see like, oh, what's going to happen at Brewster's today? Who knows? you know?
Oh, I can't wait. It's so cozy. I can't wait.
Yes, and just that cozy vibe in general, it's coming at a perfect time. I love
Yeah.
it.
That's
Mhm.
true.
So, my next and last question regarding this update, do you think this is going to be the update that takes us to version 2.0 of the game? Nina, what are you thinking here?
Um, I think so because we're getting our own direct. If it was just Brewster and just a little announcement in the direct that we just had, then I'd
Mm-hmm.
be less hopeful for that. But having our own direct, just for Animal Crossing is starting to get my hopes up, and you guys know I don't like to do that. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe we're gonna see more than just Brewster. It'd be cool if like Harriet moved in with Harv on his island or something and
Oh.
brought, I know we've talked about this before, but maybe bring makeup or wigs or a new season of winter weddings. Maybe Harv and Harriet are getting married. I
Oh,
really think he needs an expansion. We've just had Reese and Cyrus twice, so I feel
yeah.
like there's room for growth
Right,
there.
right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm right there with you. I think the big thing is that we are getting a dedicated direct to cover this update and possibly more, So that is where I'm thinking this is going to be bigger than the usual updates we've gotten. Like even the biggest updates that we got at the early days of Animal Crossing, like those were update trailers. We
Mm.
got
Right.
basically a trailer and it was like cool new stuff, we're gonna have some fun, but the fact that they feel the need to make a whole direct out of what this is, that points
Yeah.
to a big 2.0 thing to me.
Hmm.
And even if it doesn't come out to be like 2.0, I still kind of suspect the direct will outline what we're going to be seeing the next few months, maybe even the next year or so.
Mm.
Yeah, I hope
So
so.
yeah, and which I think will be good for the audience at this point, where right now I think a lot of where people are struggling is like we didn't know when things were coming or what was coming. We just knew we wanted things to be coming to the game. And so if they take this chance to just tell us like, yeah, we've got all these plans and it's going to happen over the next year, I think people will feel a little bit more comforted by having at least a calendar attached to it so they can say like, oh yeah, maybe this update wasn't really the one for me, but the stuff in the next update seemed like really cool and I'm
Mm.
interested in.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So Sergio, what are you thinking here? Do you think it'll be 2.0?
I'm thinking 2.0. So I think it's not gonna be 2.0, but here's the thing though. It's gonna be a big update for sure. Based on what we already know, I think we can tell that, like you said, it's gonna be the biggest one that we have gotten since the game came out. So it is gonna be a big update, and I think they're gonna talk about a lot of things. But I think Nintendo kind of doesn't really care about the numbers, and they would rather not call it 2.0 because they don't want to get people's expectations too high up, or they don't want people to think, oh, okay, this is the end of the game. This is, the big 2.0, and that's all we're getting. No, I think Nintendo, um, I mean, whatever they're planning, they're just going to go with that. They don't care about the numbers. Whatever the update is, it's going to be big regardless, whatever the update number is. So, yeah, I'm just excited for it. I think we have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense too. I mean, they could easily just call this 1.12. I think they're on 12 at this point.
Oh my gosh.
It could be that.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it could still be a huge update, but not be like 2.0, whatever that would mean. I guess it is just a number,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that. Awesome. Well, overall, are you both feeling like we should all go to the Roost together, hang out, maybe do our podcast from there from now
Oh my
on?
gosh, yes.
Yeah. Instead of your
Okay.
basement, we'll say goodbye
Yeah,
to your
instead of my
basement.
basement, which I had destroyed a long time ago. You all know my basement's just full of junk now. Yeah, I think we should head over to the Roost, have our show there.
That sounds great.
Yes.
Awesome. Good. Then we'll plan for that. So, we need to talk about this direct. We, of course, have been saying stuff about it and how we feel it's going to be huge. But Animal Crossing Nintendo Direct is coming in October. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. So, my first question for both of you, what do you think about Nintendo dedicating a full Direct to Animal Crossing? Nina, what are you thinking?
I mean, we've been in a drought, which a very long drought of just Nook shopping items. So I'm glad that we're getting something. We've needed it. And hopefully, like you said, we'll kind of get a look into the future. Because I really don't like being in the dark like that. I really hope that they, give us a little bit of credit and tell us what's going to be happening.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, we have been, especially since the last update in March, it's been a drought since then.
Really, yeah.
The Bunny Day one in the spring
No.
didn't do much. The one in the summer just didn't do much. But now it feels like, okay, they were just like taking a little break, getting the good stuff ready for this October Direct. Cool. I'm fine with that. But knowing what's coming going forward will be very nice. I don't know if they'll do it, but I would like them to.
Yeah.
Sergio, what did you think?
Yeah, honestly, I think that's the bigger news. It's nice to know that we're getting the Roost, but I think the fact that Nintendo said, okay, you're actually getting a Direct in October, I mean, that says a lot of things, right? Basically, it means we're getting more than just the Roost. And yeah, I think that's the biggest news, and it definitely, we should be excited because of this. So there's a lot of things coming down the line, I think, for Animal Crossing. I don't know. I'm willing to hope this could even mean, a future game, not necessarily a mainline, maybe a spin-off, maybe just Amiibo Festival for the Switch, something else. But, if it's part of an Animal Crossing Direct, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's just New Horizons, even though that wouldn't be bad, but something brand new would be cool too.
Yeah, for sure. And you said something interesting to me, and I do remember like one of the screenshots. I've got it open now, but it definitely says like new free content available November, and then it has Brewster's head, but to the right of his head it says and more.
Yes.
So you're spot on there for sure. Like there's gonna be more than Brewster. I mean, that's already like all anybody's been asking for, but knowing that there's more on top of that, it's gonna be huge for sure. And as far as how I feel, I absolutely love it because we're getting a full Direct. That's already, my expectations are through the roof because of that info. All of a sudden I went from like, oh yeah, there's probably a big update getting made. And like I've been saying for a while, I'm like, they've got to be working on something. To me, it feels like they are. And now to have that confirmed, I'm just like, all right, Everything's coming. Everyone is here. Super Smash Bros. We're getting Tortimer. We're getting Cap'n. We're getting Shrunk. We're getting all of the characters are back. Harriet's back. The Pelicans, Pete,
Porter.
The OK
Porter.
Motors. OK Motors is coming over too.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, exactly. That's where my head is now. I'm just like a full direct. Because I just remember the last time we got a direct for Animal Crossing New Horizons, which was like the month before release.
Yes, exactly.
That thing was like 40 minutes long. And I'm just like, how long is this going to be? Like 20 minutes? That's a lot of time to put a lot of information in there.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. I'm so excited. See, my heart. My next question for both of you. When do you think this direct will air? I put October 31st because I'm that type of person. I don't know. They told me October. I would love it to be October 1st, but October 31st is where I'm setting my expectations right now. What do you think, Sergio?
Okay, I went with Thursday, October 21st. So I feel like Thursday works for Nintendo announcements, and this is basically 2 weeks after Metroid Dread comes out. And I think that's plenty of time for the hype of that game to sort of be away and Nintendo can focus on something else. And I think that would be a nice time to start talking Animal Crossing. So yeah, October 21st.
Awesome. Nina, what do you think?
I've got the 26th. So it's a Tuesday, which is about a week before November. So I'm giving them a little less of a buffer than Sergio is giving them. But yeah, I'm thinking kind of towards the end of October.
That's awesome. Yeah, so and I want to update my expectations a little bit, like think a little bit more critically of it. The 5th is out, I think, just because that's when Nintendo's planning on doing their whole last Smash character reveal.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's going to be the 5th. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be that early. But before we started recording, I did ask Nina, or both of you, when Brewster's birthday was. It is on October 15th, which I believe is a Friday this year. Not a usual time for them to land, but it would line up for Japan because we usually get the directs like just based on time zones and everything. Japan is in tomorrow and we're in yesterday,
Yes.
So the 14th could be a real possibility to me. Like Thursday the 14th, just before Brewster's birthday. Come on, they've mistreated him all this time. I think he needs a little pick me up at this point.
And not to dismiss the Smash Day, because what if the final character is Brewster?
Oh man, that is like the day they announced Isabelle for Smash, and we were like, oh man, like you're so happy for her, but so disappointed. But if that were the case, if it were Brewster, and then they just followed up with the Animal Crossing direct right after. Yes, I'm for it, because then we'd be a week away. That's amazing. Yeah. All I'm happy about, though, at this point is that at least by Halloween, we will know what this update is, and that's a huge deal to me.
Yeah, you have in our little doc notes here, October 31st is your prediction.
Yeah, that's true. October 31st. That's where I put it.
The very last day.
Very last day, because it's just like when they announced Animal Crossing Switch 2019. I was like, all right, December 31st. That's when I expect it, I gave them the whole year.
You did.
And it still didn't happen.
No, it
didn't. But at least because I put my mind at that, because I know a lot of people were expecting like spring 2019. I was like, no way. That is not going to happen. So like to all the people who expected spring, they felt like it was a year late, the game, Whereas me, I was like, oh, sweet, 3 months. I could do that. That's not too bad. A quarter of a year versus a year. So October 31st, that's good enough for me.
Love it.
All right. Do you think the direct will talk about things beyond Brewster? And I guess, to some extent we know it will, just because it does have the picture of Brewster and more. But as far as like specifics, I'm thinking they're definitely going to go into the amiibo news, which we haven't quite talked about yet, and we have a whole segment dedicated to this. But amiibo cards, I think they'll cover them. But I am gonna guess that they're gonna give us a good look at the upcoming plans for the game and give more of a roadmap than they did before. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna get a lot less hate mail on Twitter from people all over the place if they were to just say, "This isn't all. We're working on more things. Here's what we're working on, and it's gonna come out in the next year or so." You know, so I don't know. That's what I think. What are you thinking,
Yeah.
Sergio?
Oh, I'm definitely with you. I think it's guaranteed. Basically, they're gonna talk more about than just the roost. I feel like because if it was just the roost, they probably could have just said it on this direct, or they could have just said, "Look out for details on Twitter," you know, and
Mm.
because that's kind of what we're used to.
Yeah.
But this is a direct. We have a month to look forward to. They said and more, so it's gonna be a big one. We're gonna get a lot of news. I think. I'm excited.
Everyone is here. Nina, what do you think here?
I, well, okay. So, like I said before, I just want a kind of a long term idea of what to expect, and then kind of running into the next question. Sorry to do that, but I want to see like spin-offs. Like Sergio said earlier, I want to see our cooking Brewster. I want to see KK Rhythm Heaven and some
Ooh.
sort of like Blather's Fossil Hunt, the search for Tortimer or something. You know,
These are so good.
plus Amiibo Festival too. We need all of the goodness.
Oh my goodness. So, all right, let's move on to this next question. You brought up so many
Sorry.
good things here. All of these sound really cute. First off, Cooking Brewster minigame, adorable. KK Rhythm Heaven, Sergio's all over
Yes,
that.
yes.
I'm all over that. Blather's Fossil Hunt, The Search for Tortimer, yes. I don't need. That's our Animal Crossing RPG. That's what we need. And then Amiibo Festival 2. Okay. So my initial thought, like seeing this announcement, was the words they used versus like the images we got, because we did get like the Animal Crossing New Horizons logo where it's got like the nice little wooden design, but then the tag for New Horizons is on there. Like it says Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct, more details on new content airing in October. But they like, I don't know, the way they were speaking, I was just like, are they gonna like announce a new game or something? Is there gonna be some spin-off thing here? Maybe it was just me, like getting once again my expectations way too high because of this, but Amiibo Festival 2? Why not? Come on, give it another go, make it a fun game, and make it online.
Yes.
Yeah, so Sergio, what news do you hope we'll get and what news do you think we'll get?
Well, like I said earlier, I really hope we get gyroids. To me, that would be the best possible thing that could come in addition to the roost. Getting gyroids would be amazing. If I can ask for something else, something that I hope, even though I don't necessarily think it will happen, is another daily feature, something that keeps players coming back to every day. You know, like
Yeah.
gyroids is pretty much almost like that because you have to check every day if it rained or not, right? But something else like that, something like a brand new feature, to a new daily, as we call them. I think that would be great.
Yeah. I love that. I like both of those hopes. And I'm very partial to the hope that it just gives us a reason to log in every day, because I
Right.
think that's Animal Crossing sweet spot. You know, like if you're logging in every day and enjoying it, I think that's like it's doing its job as what it's trying to do. And I think that's where I want the game to be again. I want it to get there, because even I take like couple day breaks now. Like I don't basically when I log in now is whenever I stream it, and that's when I play. And so if I haven't streamed it for a while, you could probably guess that I maybe logged in once between then, but sometimes I haven't. So I don't know. I would just like to be able to hop into the game daily again, and that would be nice. For my hopes, I really am hoping that we get an outline for at least like the next 6 months or so. That way, people can go into the next half year going, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool things for Animal Crossing, and I'm here for it, you know?
Right.
And then I also kind of hope we get some more special characters teased. I think they tend to add a good amount of gameplay, a cool little exciting thing to do throughout the day or maybe find. And I think the special characters we have now, they're good, but I also feel like we're seeing their limitations at this point. We're seeing that, like, Kick's shop doesn't have very much to buy anymore. Leaf's shop never had very much to buy, so that shop, like, in general needs an update, you know?
Right.
I think we're just getting kind of bored of what exists at the moment, and I think we need to see some more fresh faces thrown into the mix to make it feel like, oh, I better check in because maybe Harriet is here and she's got wigs that we can buy, you know? So, I don't know. I think the special characters really need to get revamped a little bit more in this game and give us just some more excitement to log in and actually try to find them, you know?
Right.
Yeah. All right. My last question for both of you. Do you think this direct will be the direct to bring people back to New Horizons? For me, I hope so. I'm of the mindset that I think a lot of people who aren't huge fans like us aren't going to stick around too long, but I hope they do come back and enjoy what is added for at least, like, you know, a couple weeks or a month, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are you thinking here, Nina?
I'm not sure that people are going to come back in droves. I think those who may be new to Animal Crossing and it struck like a personal chord with them are going to come back. And of course, us diehard fans are going to come back too. But I don't think we're ever going to see those pandemic numbers again. I think
Yeah.
that was like a special moment in Animal Crossing history. And we did gain some new amazing people in the community
Yeah.
from that, but I don't think it's ever going to be, like celebrities tweeting about their Animal Crossing adventures again.
Visit my island, Elijah Wood.
I know.
Please. Please. I'm a fan. What do you think, Sergio?
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, obviously it depends on what gets announced, but yeah, I think word of mouth is gonna spread, and people are familiar with getting updates through Twitter. So once it gets through that, and people see all the new things coming out, and hopefully there's a lot of them, yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna come back. I just hope it's not too late to get a lot of people back, but we should get at least a good amount. And like you said, if we get like a roadmap, that would be even more excited because people would come back for what they get now, but they would also have sort of a plan of what's in store for the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And I think overall it just gives the fans just a lot less to, I guess, be angry about, because I feel like a lot of the frustration really comes from, like, when is an update happening? What is going to be in this update? Is it going to matter, you know? And knowing right away from the get-go that they're happening regularly and have some cool things coming, I think that'll help the community overall.
Right.
All right, so I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but let's get into talking about Series 5 amiibo cards. And I need to know, are you both excited to hunt down more amiibo cards? Because of course I am. I need to go look for all of them. What do you feel here, Sergio?
Yeah, I'm excited for you. I figured you would want them, all of them. You know, it's going to be a challenge to get them all again, and they're randomized most likely. So I'm excited for the people that want them, and I'm also excited that there's more Animal Crossing merchandise and exposure. But for me, I might pick up a few sets. I don't think I'm going to be collecting them, but, you know, it depends on what gets announced. But like I said, I'm just excited to get more Animal Crossing things.
Yeah, I've got the whole collection, the whole set right now. That's about to change, and I'm going to have to go for it.
You
I really got
do.
to. Yeah, Nina, how are you feeling here?
No, I am just still mad about Animal Crossing merch. It's so stressful. I don't want it to be stressful. I want Nintendo to have some sort of pre-order system so they know how many cards to make. They can even send it to you if you pre-order it. I don't want to have to like knock people over in Target to find playing cards. It's like when we were doing the Build-A-Bear queue. That took years off of my life. I cannot do it again. So I don't want to have to deal with it. I really wish that Nintendo wouldn't foster this like competitive corporate marketing money grabness. I want to pre-order it and have it sent to my door, please.
True. I just want to pre-order an entire box, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Let me do that. Just let me get a whole box of amiibo cards and we'll be good. That's all I need.
Yeah.
So my next question for both of you, do you think this set will be another 100 cards? The previous 4 sets were for 400 cards total, so each of them had 100. I personally hope so. Unfortunately, I have a little bit of a pessimistic view about how they'll handle the 100 cards. And it kind of is because of the cards that have re-released recently. So we've seen sets 1 through 4 and the Sanrio cards come, but we haven't seen the Welcome Amiibo cards come, which are the ones with the cute little RV art. The thing with that set, though, is that those villagers are in the game, especially like some like Dobby, who are very popular little wolf characters, are in that set specifically. So my suspicion, sadly, is that 50 of those cards are going to be dedicated to reprints of the Welcome Amiibo sets, but instead of the RV cards, they're going to have character art for these.
Okay.
Yeah, so that takes up half the slots right there, then yeah, I'm making a whole video about it, so I'll let you all watch that one. But
Nice.
overall, I do think like there's enough to fill in 100-card set, and I will say, even with using those 50 cards and the existing characters that don't have amiibo, if they really go for 100 cards, they would make new characters. That's honestly what I'm hoping for, that they make new villagers for New Horizons and maybe even new special characters. Who knows? You'll have to, like I said, watch my video and I'll have all my speculation there. It should be out, honestly, probably next week at this point, now that I have a schedule.
Nice.
But yeah, be on the lookout for that one. It should be fun. Sergio, what do you think? Do you think it'll be 100 cards?
I initially I was thinking no, but you kind of changed my mind because there's a lot of routes they could take. Like you said, they could easily fill in 50 spots with the Welcome Amiibo ones. They could also add more RB cards for other characters that didn't have them. Or I was even thinking maybe they could have like new cards for existing villagers, but it would be from their Pocket Camp appearances, and they could feature amenities or items or like campsite photographs, just to get more amiibo cards out there. And of course, it could just be the characters that we already have, but it would be the New Horizons renders. So they would be more like HD amiibo cards of maybe the most popular characters, all these special characters, definitely the new ones and the new 8 villagers that would add it to New Horizons. So there's plenty of room there. You know what? Yeah, you changed my mind. I think it's going to be 100 of them. Why not, right? More money for Nintendo.
Yeah, for sure. And you brought up something really interesting here, that the cards are definitely going to have like updated artwork for these. Like, I don't think they can, because this set has to include like the new villagers from New Horizons. They don't have that old style from New Leaf anymore. They aren't those types of characters. So I think they are going to go with like updated designs for all of these. And I'm completely fine with it. I love the designs for the Animal Crossing New Horizons characters, and I'd rather see them with that artwork instead too. So Nina, what do you think here? 100 cards?
I'd be so surprised when this was announced. I was thinking more like, the Sanrio set, like a very small set. I definitely want to see the special characters like Flick and CJ get cute little cards, and maybe even
Yes.
Lloyd to finally get something. But I don't know. I'd be interested to see how they do it. And, like you said, new characters would be amazing.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned Lloyd too, because there are three characters in this game that have been in previous games that don't have amiibo, and Lloyd is one of them. Harv is another, which is surprising
Yeah.
because Harv handles the amiibo stuff in New Leaf when he was introduced. Still didn't get an amiibo card. And then there's also Wisp. Wisp, funny enough, does
Aw.
not have an amiibo card.
Yeah.
Some people think he does because if you scan in the villager amiibo from Smash, Wisp does appear in villager's place, but Wisp does not have an amiibo. So,
Wisp is the villager.
oh man, that's some lore that we're not ready for. It could very well be
Yeah.
original villager died, became a Wisp. I love it. All right, my next question for both of you. Do you think this means we'll get new villagers in New Horizons? I, of course, alluded to that. I think I've done the math. And I think there's a good possibility that if they do make 100 cards for this set, we're going to see new villagers. And that can come in the form of returning villagers from previous games that we never got since, or just brand new villagers that we've never seen at all, like completely new to New
Oh, man.
Horizons. And I honestly believe that will happen if we get a 100 card set here. So I guess based on that info, what do you think, Sergio?
Oh man. Again, I'm gonna take a page from the Nina book. I'm gonna say no. I think that's dreaming a little too much. But I mean, I really hope I'm wrong. I would love to see new characters, and I think if there are new characters, going back to a previous question, I think that's 2.0 worthy. Yes.
Yeah. New villagers for 2.0.
Yes.
I love it. Nina, what do you think?
I'll flip with Sergio. When New Horizons was first coming out, we were predicting new villagers coming because in New Leaf we got 100 new villagers, right?
Ah.
A
Yes.
100, which is incredible. And then I remember being so disappointed where we got one from each personality trait
Yeah.
for New Horizons,
Yeah.
which is the opposite of incredible. And
Opposite of 100.
yeah, it is. And so if these cards brought in 100 new villagers, which I don't think it can because we've got to do the special characters, like that is what is going to bring back everyone. Elijah
Oh.
Wood will come to your island to get his favorite brand new villager. Like that's just what's going to happen. It would be awesome.
Yes. Flipping to Sergio. I love it. Yeah, for sure. I do remember that. Like, you wanted to see a lot of new characters.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this is also an opportunity for, new species to come up. Like,
Yes.
turtle villagers. I have waited. Give me them.
Oh my gosh. It'd be so
Yeah.
much fun.
All right, so my last question for both of you. Are you going to collect this set? For me, it's obviously yes. Sergio?
I might pick a few packs. Depends on what they announce. I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually will have. I don't think I'll collect them all, at least not soon. Although, if they announce an album, that's kind of tempting because you don't want to see it empty.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for sure. Nina, what about you?
Mine has a lot of dependence too. Like if it comes out on a weekday, I'm gonna be at school. Like I can't really take off. I don't know if you guys know, but we're in a pandemic and there's no subs for teachers right now, so I can't really take off to go get some Animal Crossing cards. But if it does come out on a weekend, maybe I'll try a couple different Targets or Best Buys near me. But I'm not gonna be out for blood. I just can't do it to myself. So I'll look, but I'm gonna be stopping for ice cream on the way or something.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, me, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try to get them all as I do. That's the only thing I can
You do. You
do.
have to.
I mean, I have a complete set. I
You
can't
have
let
to,
that
yeah,
end
yeah.
at this point. I need them. I
And
need
you
them all.
you ended up getting some off eBay too, right?
Oh yeah, I did a lot of trades. I did a lot of purchasing. I did
Yeah.
a lot to get this set to where it is, and I'm not gonna let a new
Yeah.
set get in the way of that.
And we can probably put together a Haken trading corner if people are interested. Maybe we can look into getting some cards going.
Most definitely, because I know for a fact like amiibo cards and amiibo in general are just not where they were back then. It was very easy for me to do trades back then because there were like Reddits totally dedicated to that. So
Right.
I I just posted them all the time. I was like, here's what I got, here's what I'm looking for. Let me know if you can do a trade with me. And it was pretty easy. So yeah, we'll try to get that together. Of course, I want to be sure that people are safe with their trades and
Yeah.
everything and that nobody gets cheated out of things. So we'll do our best to also, you know, moderate that and make
Yeah.
sure people don't leave with, down a card and get stolen from.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, we're going to do our best to make it. And hopefully, we've got a little tight knit community here and the people who are, you know, pretty involved and I guess just regular members are the
Yeah.
majority of who would benefit from this. So,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, I think we can do a pretty good job trusting each other here.
Mhm.
All right, everybody, let's go ahead and end our show with Haken's Islander Corner. For those of you who don't know, every single week we ask our patrons on Patreon a question and read their answers out loud here on the show. This week's question was, what Animal Crossing news are you most excited about? Brewster, Amiibo cards, or the Direct? Let us know. So I guess we'll go Nina, then Sergio, then me here.
Okay. So our first answer is from Tab, who says all of it, but the fact that there is a whole direct about the update indicates that it is going to be a big update, and that is so very exciting. So Tab is on board
Yes.
with us.
Yes, big updates forever.
Nice. Jessica said, I am most excited about Brewster. Animal Crossing New Horizons is my first Animal Crossing game, and I know very little about Brewster and why people love him so much. So I'm excited to learn and to join in the fun. That's true. There's a lot of new people that basically their New Horizons is their first Animal Crossing game, and
Mhm.
Brewster is a staple of the series so far. So, yeah, for those that are new to him, he's awesome. Just be ready. He's awesome already.
Yeah. We got to do that deep dive, you guys.
Yeah, we're doing that next week for sure.
He's so cute.
So Eduardo said, I'm excited for what we don't know yet because I am hoping it comes with a lot of quality of life updates like terraforming or Nook Mile trips, little things that should be way less of a hassle, or perhaps new villagers being added as a result of new amiibo. Yeah, so a good little mix of things here, but
Yeah.
yeah, I also want to be surprised by other updates that we, didn't talk about slash didn't
Yeah.
mention and I that's what I'm here for. Like I just want to be surprised for some of these things.
Definitely. Duckling says, I really love how Nintendo knows how to tease us. I do not love that, Duckling. They reveal that we get Brewster, which we have been begging for since launch. I got literal chills when the Roost music started playing in that high definition. But then the direct was really just perfect. I can wait now. I know we are getting something and something big at that. I'm most excited for the fact that we are about to see something major and being able to chill and enjoy the vibe at the Roost. My dream is the direct is that we get a few new upgrades to Nook's Cranny, reintroduction of old NPCs, something brand new to do every day, and some quality of life changes, which includes a
Mm,
patch that removes the lag which can happen on your island if you crowd it too much. That is an excellent list of
Mm,
things.
nice.
yeah,
Wow.
that's really good.
So we need all of that.
Yeah,
All of it.
hopefully.
Send it our way.
Nice. Steph said, all of the above. The news of Brewster right before my birthday felt like such a wonderful gift. But a whole direct too? I'm so excited. Nice and happy recent birthday, Steph. Yeah, I think, getting that gift and the direct, that's a good combo. And yeah, we don't know what we're getting on the direct, but like I said, I think we should be excited. We're gonna get surprised, I think. Nintendo's
Yeah,
not
for
gonna let
sure.
us down with this one.
No way. My hopes are
Nina.
sky high. So Matt Chow said, I'm definitely most excited about the amiibo. I had so much fun collecting cards during New Leaf, and I can't wait to do it again. I think the amiibo news is also a little underhyped so far because I'm expecting it to add new villagers as well, which is huge news in its own right. And I'm right there with you. I am so ready for some more amiibo cards. I've been kind of jealous seeing other people like hunting for cards and opening packs and everything. I just want to get. I love that lifestyle.
Oh,
The
you're gonna get to
broke
do
lifestyle.
the broke lifestyle. No, you're gonna get to do Twitch streams, opening your cards.
Of course I will.
Ah, how fun!
Exactly. See, amiibo's a good thing for everyone.
Islander Phoebe says, Brewster for sure. I have a crippling caffeine addiction in real life. So it will be nice to have that represented in my fake life as well. I just love that coffee pigeon. So cute. I love my caffeine as well, Phoebe. We're in the same boat.
Nice. Carly said data miners have indicated Brewster coming for quite a while, so having that confirmed was super exciting. I really hope Nintendo will wow us with completely new content that no one could see coming. That's all of it. I hope so. I really hope so.
So Taylor said, the direct is the most exciting to me. I hope we get Celeste's Observatory on the other side of the wall where there is more room for another entrance. I am also pumped for the Roost, and I speculate that Brewster's Young will run it.
Oh.
Much like Flick and CJ, I am also looking forward to more amiibo cards, so my answer is all of the above. These are huge things right here.
What just happened?
A young Brewster, Celeste having an observatory, that is, oh man, my little heart can't take
I
it.
don't
That's
know.
amazing.
Look, we gotta have regular Brewster. I don't mind if he has a sidekick as long as it has enormous glasses
Oh yeah, for sure.
instead of his teeny tiny glass.
That would be great.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. If you're sad to see us go, join us over on Discord. You can talk with other people who love Animal Crossing as much as you do, including Sergio, Nina, and me. The link is in the description. Want to support Haken in a bigger way and tell us your answers in the Haken Islander Corner? Head over to patreon.com/ChuyPlays. $1 goes a long way to making this show even better and includes tons of goodies for you to enjoy. Get a special role on Discord, read a monthly newsletter, listen to the exclusive Chuy Chat podcast, along with many other great rewards. We really appreciate the support and put your money towards some great things on the show. If you're listening on YouTube, what Animal Crossing news are you most excited about? Brewster, amiibo cards, or the Direct? Reviews really help the show get discovered by more people. Please leave a review on your platform of choice and let us know how we're doing. Haken is a wild production brought to you by Chuy, Sergio, Nina, and all of our patrons. We thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, humans.